Hello everyone and welcome to the Lazy Knitter podcast. Today it's episode 9 and it's the 9th of August 2016. It's a Tuesday. My name is Renee. You can find me on Instagram as Renee_Kies and on Ravelry as Alazybeauty. I also sell knitting and crochet patterns on Ravelry, and you can find those by either searching for Renee Kies in the pattern search or by clicking through on my profile page as Alazybeauty. And talking about patterns, I just released a new pattern this last week, just after the last episode actually. It wasn't scheduled to be released until the 10th of August, so tomorrow, but the test wrapped up a little earlier, so I thought I'd just go ahead and release it. And I released the pattern for the Run Wild socks. I'll insert a picture of them here if you don't know what I'm talking about. I showed them on the last episode. They're a pair of shorty socks, anklets, aimed at comfort and just, comfortable wearing and being a right fit. They're based on my favorite pair of commercial ankle socks, and I've gotten spoiled by all the hand knit, like the taller mid-calf socks that I've knit, but I hadn't knit any shorty socks yet. So I still had to wear my commercial socks, but the hand knit socks are just so much nicer. So I decided, okay, you need to make some shorty socks. And the commercial socks that I based them on really were the kind that fit me best. They had like a tighter, thinner section around the arch, and the back of the heel was nicely padded, and they had the little flap at the top of the heel that sort of protects your Achilles heel. And I really liked that, so I decided, okay, I need to emulate this in a hand knit pattern. And that's what I did. They have been called the Run Wild socks because I usually wear ankle socks for active wear, or if I don't really have any other choice, I prefer taller socks actually. My main problem with ankle socks is that often they just sort of slide down your heel until they're all bunched up around the first bit of your foot, and it's the most horrible feeling in the world actually. I really don't like that. But in the Run Wild socks, I took measures to make sure that doesn't happen. The arch shaping makes sure that the sock doesn't go sliding around on your foot, and it stays nicely put. These socks really do need some negative ease though. If you make them too big, not even arch shaping can fix that. But there's 5 sizes available. I am pretty sure almost everyone can find a size that suits them. There's a extra small, which is, oh dear, I didn't write this down. There's a 56 stitch size, a 60 stitch size, a 64, a 68, and a 72 stitch size. So plenty of ways to make them fit you, even if the sizes aren't exactly what you need. By playing with gauge, you can get them to where you want them. The Run Wild socks are normally for sale for €3.50, but until the end of August they are on sale for 50% off. All the prices I mentioned are excluding VAT. Unfortunately, if you live in the EU, you have to pay VAT. There's nothing I can do about that. I have to deal with it myself too. But the socks are normally €3.50, but they're on sale for 50% off until the end of August. So they're on sale now for €1.75. And you don't need a coupon code or anything. Just add them to your cart and the price will change automatically. I have some snippets this week, and the snippets are the reason why I'm a little late recording this week. Normally I record on a Sunday and I try to upload by Monday. I say normally. It hasn't worked a lot in the past. I think it's because of the summer vacation. I have less of a schedule in my week. If I have to go to classes during the work week, my week is a lot more structured, and it's a lot easier to stick to specific days to do things. So I'm hoping once school starts back up in September, I will get a little more regular about recording. It's just the summer has me thrown a little off. The snippets are of an event I went to last Friday. It's a festival called Castlefest. It's held in Lisse here in the Netherlands, at the Keukenhof, which is where they usually have all the tulips and stuff. And it's a gorgeous place. It has castles and it's gorgeous. But the They host Castlefest every year. I've been going for a few years now, and usually together with my sister. But she's in South Korea this year, so we couldn't go together, and I thought, okay, well then I won't go either, it doesn't matter. But the closer we got to the date of the event, it was from Friday to Sunday, and the openings concert was on Thursday. The closer it got, and I was just like, I just started feeling really, really bummed that I couldn't go. I really look forward to it every year, so I was a little, I really wish I could go. So I asked my mom, and she said, well, why don't we go together? So I went with my mom this year, and those who watched the podcast before know that I have some health issues. Castlefest was amazing. I made it through an entire day. I was exhausted by the time we came home, and I hadn't expected that it would take such a toll on me physically, but today is the first day that I'm starting to feel somewhat human again. I've mostly slept just the past few days. We did go out to dinner on Sunday because my parents had their 26th wedding anniversary, which was really lovely, by the way. And but apart from that, I don't think I did very much. I just slept. So there isn't that much knitting this week either. I did do some spinning, which in hindsight, I did that after Castlefest, I think the same evening. Bad idea. That didn't help my muscles much. I had terrible muscle ache the next few days, and I still have a spot in my back. That's just so I've taken it easy with the spinning the last few days as well. I did finish something. It took me about 2 weeks applying, actually. It's really long, but I finished it finally, and I have something new on the wheel, but I will show you that next week. I have one finished object to show you this week, one work in progress. I have something a little different this week as well. I don't know if I'm going to call it a category, but I always keep notes in my knitting journal of my projects and what I'm doing, and I'm quite detailed. And I filled up my latest notebook, and I started a new one, and I thought it might be fun to show you exactly what I write down in my notebook, and how and why, and if I'm going to change anything in my new one. The snippets are all from Castlefest. I thought it would be fun to give you a bit of an impression of something that I really love. I took some clips of bands playing. There was a demonstration by a group, I can't remember their name, oh gosh, something swords. They were giving a demonstration on medieval fights, and there were all these people in armour, and they just try to beat each other into the ground. They really didn't hold back. They demonstrated the fighting techniques, and they had several where there was 3 versus 3, and I think we saw 5 rounds in total, and in 4 rounds people were carted off injured. Twice emergency services had to come and help out. It was quite interesting to watch, actually. I didn't expect to like something like that. It seems quite brutal, but it was fun to watch, and the sound was wow. Because they were all in armor, when they ran into each other, there was this huge bang, and it was just very cool. So I took some video of that as well. I took quite a lot of video of that, actually. I filmed every round. I don't think I will insert them all, but I'll probably pick my favorites. And there was also a round, it was very interesting. At first I thought it was just men participating, but then there was a round where 2 ladies did the same, and it was very interesting to see the different fighting styles between the men and the women. The women were a lot more tactical and not just whacking into each other all the time, but really trying to find an open spot and just really a little more structured, I think. It was very interesting to see, and they were still badass, because I could never do something like that. It was wow. The number of injuries was just astonishing, but it was very cool. So let's just go right into snippets, and I will be back after to show you my finished object.
Het is wel een plezierige sport. Oh, het kan door. Ja, dat is niet fijn. Ik val meteen aan elkaar. Die andere niet?
Kampioenen! Oekraïne!
Ook uitkloppen hoor. Als je met een heel kort omrolt, dat is ook niet niks.
Okay, finished object time. I hope you enjoyed the snippets. Let's just jump right in. I have one finished object for you, and it's from Handspun Yarn. This is it. It is called, you haven't seen this one yet, I cast it on 2 days ago and I finished it in a day. It is from a yarn I spun during True to Fleece. It was the fatter yarn, the Polwarth, my very first heavier weight yarn. I usually go for fingering or even lighter. This came out to be around a worsted weight, and I had 145 meters, so I need to find something that I could easily make with it. I wasn't sure the colors were going to be for me. I'm still not sure actually, they're quite bright. But it made a very squishy, soft hat, and I quite like how it seems like it's striped a little, because there's a purple band, and then here's a stripe, and then here's a lighter blue stripe. I don't know, I quite like it. The pattern is a Tawarugal hat by Anna Hintika. I will link to it in the show notes because my pronunciation sucks. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. It's very well written. Actually, I would definitely recommend this pattern. And it was very fun and easy. The pattern repeat is very easy to memorize, and I really like the way how she handled the crown decreases, because she kept the pattern going throughout. And yeah, I really recommend this pattern. It's great. It fits me. It's a little tight. I think my handspun knits up a little more dense than a regular worsted weight. And the pattern has to use 4.0 millimeter needles and 5 for the ribbing, and 5.0 millimeter needles for the body, which is respectively a US 6 and a US 8. And I think I should have gone up 1 needle size for both. So use a 5 for the ribbing and a 6 or something, or 5.5 or a 6 for the body. It's a little dense. It's going to be very warm. But it needs to be blocked a little because it's a little too tight for my tastes. And I think with a bit of a blocking it would be better. I had a tiny bit of yarn left over, and I'm thinking I have quite a small head actually. So there's quite a bit of empty space in the hat at the top of my crown, at the top of my head, and I don't quite like that. It looks a little strange, I think. So I think I will make a pom-pom and add that, and I think that will completely solve any problems like that. It'll just look more normal. And I quite like pom-poms, so I think it is a pom-pom anyway. I'm going to wait to do the pom-pom until after giving this a soak and blocking it on a plate, because I think that would be nicer and look a little more crisp. So that's that one. And that was all my finished objects for this week. And it's not even really finished. It needs blocking, it needs a pom-pom, but onto whips. This you did see last week. I'm using Zeeman Julia yarn, which is really, really cheap. It's an 80% acrylic, 20% wool. I think it's about €2, €3, something like that. It's very cheap, $2.99 to something like that. I have a band here, wait. Oh, it's $1.99. Very affordable. If you live in the Netherlands or you have access to a Zeeman store, get some. I really enjoy knitting with it. And I am knitting a sweater. This is the front of the sweater. I'm working on the back right now. Last week I just started the ribbing, I think, at the bottom of the sweater, but I can knit the entire body, and I really like how this is looking. I like that it's sort of a plain sweater, but the little flowers give it some more interest. And I've separated for the armholes. What are they called? I've separated the front and the back so that I can work on the armholes. And I'm now working on the back. Still got quite a bit to go, and I need to do sleeves, but it's flying along for something like this. I've never knit a real sweater before. I've done 2 cardigans, and I'm working on a 3rd, but I think I like sweaters knit in one piece best. And I've tried it on by putting it on waste yarn, and it fits pretty nice, so yeah, I'm really happy with this one. The pattern is La Flor Sweater by Alina Schneider. The ribbing is on 5.5mm needles, which is a US 9, and the body is on 6.0mm needles, which is a US 10. I'm knitting a size S, but I did make some modifications to the pattern. This is coming out a little larger than an S, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the size M for fit, but my yarn is a bulky instead of a worsted or an Aran weight, so I decided to knit a size smaller and change the needle sizes so that it would come out to the sort of around the measurements of the size medium, but then I would knit a size S. Yeah, and I think it's working so far. I really like it. It's very squishy. It's going to be super warm. I'm not sure I'd get cold enough to wear something like this, but I like it anyway, and I'm just hoping we have a really cold winter so that I can wear it lots. Let's put that one away. Spinning. I only have one thing, and it took me forever to apply, but this is, I showed the braid of this in another episode, I think. This is from Hilltop Cloud. It's a UK based dyer. She has amazing fiber blends, and I'm on the verge of ordering more, even though I have plenty of fiber again. I'm trying to restrain myself. But there's one thing, there's one of her blends that I really want. I spun a sample of it that she added in with the order. I talked about it in the Tour de Fleece episode, which I think was last week. And it was a camel, a sisal, and a faux cashmere blend, and it was just a dream. And when I talked about it last week, I'd already checked her shop, and she just updated with a bunch of it, and there was this gorgeous light bluish color. There were 2. I want 2 braids to make a nice show quantity. They're still in the shop when I checked this yesterday, and oh, it's so tempting. They're still there. They should be meant for me, right? I'm trying to contain myself, but she also just added some gorgeous from this same fiber. It's 70% BFL, 30% nylon, a sock blend, she just added more of this fiber as well, but in gradients, so that you could knit matching gradient socks, and they were like yellow and grey and blue and green. Oh my gosh, I'm so greedy right now. I want them all, and I think I might just do it. Don't tell my mom, she's gonna get mad when I order it, but I really want it. And even though I already bought more fiber this week and a lot of yarn, I want it. But let's get back to this one. This is a BFL nylon blend. Like I said, it's a sock blend. My two bobbins were a little uneven, so I applied what was left from the first bobbin together, and you can see there's a big difference. I had the first bobbin of this, the first half of this braid spun up really well. It was just even and nice, and it looked great. The second bobbin was just, it didn't go well. It was uneven, it didn't look nice, and I thought, okay, well, plying will help most of that. And it did. The end result is pretty nice. But if you compare this with it, this is what's the first bobbin applied together, what was left over. It's just so more even, more round, a little more squishy. Compared to this, I just really like this one better, so I'm a little disappointed in my second bobbin. But I like the yarn, it's going to be usable. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making socks with it though. This isn't my colour for a shawl, but I really like it. I need to figure out how much yardage I got, and if it's too thin for socks in certain points, but it might just be socks. These would make really cool socks. And I'll probably save this little bit for my handspun blanket, because it's a nice amount. And this is plenty for socks, I suppose. I think I just decided it's going to be socks. Something not too difficult, but not plain either, I think. So that was spinning. I do have something new on the wheel, and it is amazing. It's from Alazybeauty, which I showed you last week, I think. Did I? Yes, I showed my order from Alazybeauty last week. And it's the BFL milk fiber blend. I've never spun BFL milk fiber before, and it quite surprised me. I really like it. I also want more of that one. It is very smooth and shiny, and it has sort of paint. It reminds me of painting because the milk fiber doesn't take dye as well as the BFL, and that means there's some white or lighter colors mixed through, which really gives it a softer effect, and they're not as harsh colors. And I really like it. And I spun up the first, it was 125 grams. I spun up the first half in one day, in one evening. It just flew by. I need to do the second half, but I think that's not going to take long, because I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, my journal. I was going to talk about my knitting journal. This is the old one. As you can see, it's not quite flat anymore. I specifically picked journals with the elastic band because I stuff so much in it that it helps keep everything together. And let's pick a good page. Oh, there's some loose stuff in there. Which page shall I show you? Well, let's just go here. I can't show you most of it too closely because then you could probably figure out some stuff. This was from my cardigan from Drops. It's one of the few cardigans I've knit. It was knit out of wood clay. It took forever. It was not fun. I haven't worn it yet because I finished it last summer and it wasn't cold this winter. I used to have a separate journal for designing stuff, but because I carry this one with me always, because I always have my knitting stuff with me, and I don't always bring my designing journal, I decided to just start putting that in here. It's just more convenient for me. And let's pick a pattern that's already here. This one, that's not a good one. I'm trying to. This is one of the designing pages. This was for my serpentine socks. I really can't show that one too closely because it's got everything completely written out. I need to find a page that doesn't give everything away. This one would be good. This is from Sock Madness. It was the Rose and Thorn socks. At the top I list the name that I'm giving the project and the date I started, and when I finish it I add the date that I finished it. I write down finished when it's done, or frogged if I decide to give up and just start over. I list the pattern that I'm using, the yarn, what needles, and what size I'm knitting. And if it's a gift, I also list who it's for. I tape in a little segment of the yarn when I'm done, and I just, for socks I have a separate line for the cuff, for the leg, I just tally each row. I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to knitting, comes to a lot of things. I want them to be exactly the same. So even if I make a mistake in the first sock, I write down what the mistake was, and if it's not something that bothers me and makes me want to rip back and correct it, I will do that same mistake on the second sock. Unless it's really not noticeable, then I might just correct it. But let me show you another page. Something interesting. Here I just bought colour pens, so I decided to write in pink. And if there's more than one yarn, I list them all, writing down which one is which CC, contrast colour, which one is main colour. I stick papers with charts and stuff in there if they're my own designs. I stick in the tags of the yarn, like this one, stuck in the tag. Oh, something else just fell out. Yeah, this wasn't my favorite notebook. I have an older one. It's over there. I'll go grab it. This was my first journal. Oh, you just saw the pajama pants, I suppose. Secret. I just wear a nice top when I'm recording, and I just wear my pajama bottoms. It's not like you're gonna see anyway. But this was my first knitting journal. I can see it's also, if you compare the difference, they were the same size. This one is bulging. But like I said, I specifically picked one with an elastic. This one's got rather floppy. And this was a journal that my dad had gotten from his work somehow, but I really liked about this one is that it had like a title space and page numbers, because that is easy. As you can see, I went a little overboard with the tags here. I just started, when I started this journal, and I was like, oh, I need to save all of them. So I have like 6 tags of the same yarn ball. I even recorded my hexie pumps back then. I don't do that anymore. I haven't knitted them forever, but I don't record them anymore. And as you can see in the beginning, in every journal I start really neatly. And the farther you get, the less neat it gets. This one is still pretty neat though. And one of the benefits of this journal compared to the one I just filled up, it had like a little tear outline. If I broke something pretty soon in the start and don't want to keep notes of it, I rip them out. But the benefit of the tear outline is that the other pages don't come loose and you can just keep going. I think after my current journal fills up, which will take a while, I will try and get the same one as this. Because right now I have a Moleskine hardcover, which is nice actually, but it's just clear lines, no page numbering, no tear line, and in hindsight I really do prefer that, but I really wanted this book. We went to a musical in the Theatre of Amsterdam where they also play the Anne Frank musical. I haven't seen it yet, I don't think I will, but they had a special edition of a Moleskine with Theatre Amsterdam on the front, and then Anne Frank quotes here, and my address here. I think I'll blur that. And I've decided when I started this one, I'm gonna go decorate it, and I pulled out my stamps and my washi tape and a lot of colors, and I taped in this needle conversion chart that I got from Stephen and Penelope when I went there a while ago. And I went nuts with the stamps and the washi tape. Here's 100% original. Well, that's true. For example, this is the page for my Woodrush cardigan. I copied this from my old one to have everything that's still in progress in the new one. I started out very neatly. Once I started knitting on it, it's probably less neat. All the information is up here, which I separated by a line of washi tape. This is the Tamarugo hat one. I stuck in the label of my hand spun. I stuck in 2 little strands because there's so many different colors, and these were the tools that I cut off after weaving in my ends. this is where I would record what's left, because this one doesn't have any left after the pom-pom. I didn't bother doing that here. With socks I would record sock 1 weighs this much grams, socks 2 weighs this, leftovers this, it is that many meters. I would write that down somewhere here. In hindsight, I didn't leave enough space in the most top parts. I think I will stop doing that. This is the next new page for if I cast something on as well. And I also have one with scissors. It's still very bare bones. I need to figure out exactly how I want to keep going. Maybe I'll just use colored pens for the important information and then switch back to blue pen. But I think so far this is still my favorite journal. It feels very nice. It's a very good quality booklet. And the tear outline is just very useful because I rip out a lot of pages. And the title square is very useful. It just separates the name and stuff for a little more from the rest. This one was great. It was a very cheap book, but it has a softer cover than the rest. It's very bendy. I don't think that works as well either because this one is a lot more round than the other two. But I like the smaller size of this one, which is why I picked it. It was a little smaller. Yeah. I don't mind. I didn't have a title space here and it didn't bother me that much, but looking at it now, I think I do prefer that. So that's my journal. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. As I said, I'm rather perfectionist when it comes to my knitting. I record everything. I don't think I'm the only one who does that though, right? A lot of people just knit. I can't just say knit to 12 inches because sometimes 12 inches for me is like, I was going to say 15 rows, but that's not right. Be like 65 rows, and then the other time it would be like 70 rows, and then my socks won't match enough for me. So I don't feel comfortable doing that. I need to actually tally the rows. My notes for the podcast are also quite extensive, actually. Today's ones are really messy because I scribbled them down and I don't have that much. But for example, this was episode 4, and I wrote down, especially in the beginning, I write down everything I need to say in case I forget it. But I think the more episodes I record, the less notes I need. So something's going good. My knitting plans for this week. I want to cast on already. I actually wrote that down, cast on already. Last week and the week before I mentioned I want to cast on some new things. I want to cast on all the things. And I still haven't. Ugh. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really want to knit all the things, but I'm not. It doesn't make sense. So this week I'm going to cast on 2 new things. It's my personal goal. I need to because I only have the sweater in progress right now and I finished the hat. But I think I will cast on a shawl. Oh, I forgot to write down shopping. I'll do that next. Because one of the shopping things is what I want to cast on. I want to cast on a shawl. Maybe 2 shawls actually. I really want to knit shawls. And I actually want to cast on a pair of socks as well. A design pair for the collection that I mentioned a while back. I haven't made any progress on that. I have written out the patterns for the first 3. So they're ready to go. I had only 1 pattern written previously and the notes were just in my journal. I decided to write those out and just get on with it. And now I just need to knit and design the other 4. I have ideas of what I want to do in my head, and the one I'm going to do next is actually pretty easy. But I need to do it. That's harder than it sounds. And like I said, this week I want to work on translating the Run Wild socks into Dutch. People have expressed interest in having those in Dutch, so I want to get those done first, and then I will work on translating the rest of my sock patterns, and eventually I want to have everything translated. Let's go on to shopping, because I did a lot. I needed needles for my La Flor sweater. I need to knit the sweater. The sleeves are knit circular, I think. I'm not sure actually. I think they are knit and round. But I didn't have DPNs in that size, and I don't like knitting small circumference things on long circulars. So I needed needles to knit the sleeves on. I have 5.5s and 6.0, so 9 and 10. I think it was. Yes, I got it right. Just very simple bamboo. I was thinking I'll get the zings or the carbons, but these, I don't use these sizes much, so that's a bit of an extravagance that isn't necessary. And if I need to work on something that big, I don't mind using bamboo. So I just got simple bamboo ones, which are fine. They also had new yarn. I was completely enamored by this cone of beautiful green. There was a beautiful petrol blue as well, but I have a lot of blue and I wanted to use it in a shawl, and I have, because blue is my favorite color, besides green, blue is my favorite and then comes green, I have a lot of blue shawls, so I wanted to try something different and I got the green. It's Fonty Zephyr, it's 100% wool, and it's about 250 grams, which is 1,875 meters. It was €23, so I think that was quite a bargain. And the color is just gorgeous, especially when it catches the light. It has a nice sheen to it, I think. It's a bit shiny. And this is going to become a very big lace project. I want to try and use up everything in one project. It's not going to be quite possible. I will have some leftovers. But I'm going to be knitting an even star out of this. I think everyone will have heard about the even star, but I'll link it in my show notes. It's a big circular shawl, and it seems to be like the lace knitting challenge. I just really like what it looks like, of how it looks, and I think I will wear it, and so this green will become an even star. It will be a big extensive project that will take a while, but I really like it. And then I have 3 things that belong together, sort of. They're from the same yarn line. Opal yarn exists 20 years this year, and they came out with a special line of yarn to celebrate, and they're gradients. Well, I have seen this picture on the internet quite a while ago. I think it was like spring. And I saw this picture for the first time and I knew, okay, I'm gonna have to buy those. And my yarn store suddenly had them already. And so I thought, okay, I'll just get them. This one is the colorway Kerzen, which means candles. And it's an orange-yellow gradient. This one is a green and blue. Glückwünsche, which means like best wishes, something like that. And this is We sagen Danke, which means we say thank you, and it's a light blue to darker blue. These are going to become socks. I don't know what exactly yet. I just needed them. I participate in a group called Stash Down. I started for the first time this year, and the goal is to knit more than you buy. This one doomed me, but the rest doesn't help either. So I'm gonna have to knit like the wind, I suppose. Which doesn't help, which is impossible if you don't cast on things. This one I hadn't noticed there before. It's a sock yarn by Hjertegarn, and it's infused with aloe vera. It is very, very soft, and I thought the idea of aloe so cool was so interesting. I had to get a bowl and try it, and I went for this nice neutral navy blue. It's a bit light for navy, but I like it. It's colorway 2163. And I also got another sort of neutral yarn, but this one was, they had several that were just completely one color, but in this yarn, the plies are all different colors. There's one light gray, there's one dark gray, and there's one light blue, which gives it a very interesting, like, marled effect, I think. It's online Linie 3 Super Sock 100, and the colorway is 242. And this is very soft. It's very nice. I have more of this yarn, but in solid colors, and I can't wait to knit with this. I think this might actually become one of the socks from the collection I was talking about. Throwing them aside. Then at Castlefest, last time I went, there was a lady from Germany, I think, who was selling braids of fiber. She was there again this year. Right, the second we walked in, she was on the right hand side, and I was like, oh, yarn, fiber, bye. So, she has merino, and the last one was my first spin, and I still have one of the rainbow braids that my mom is going to learn how to spin with. But she had such bright colors, and I had to get some more. This one it's Australian merino, 21 microns. I really don't know what that means. I should probably look into it, but a nice bright yellow. It's like a multicolor, there's different colors blended together. I also got the same yarn, same fiber in a blue. And I thought these might actually be fun together once I spin them up. I'm hoping to spin these into a fingering weight as usual, 2-ply, and I thought these might make a fun shawl together actually. I think I like that, and they're very, very soft. I also bought some other things. I bought a sheepskin. I have a bit of an addiction to them. They're just so soft and comfortable. I have two in my apartment in Diemen, one on the couch, and currently they're both on the couch, but I have a smaller one on the couch that's just very comfortable to sit on. And I have a bigger one that I lay on the end of my bed in winter to keep my feet nice and toasty. And I bought one for my room here as well. It's a New Zealand sheep, and it's very, very pretty. I couldn't resist the colours. It's white, but the tips of the fibre are brown. I could go get it actually. It is pretty huge, so I'm going to stand up. It's folded in half right now. It is absolutely enormous. But you can see what I mean about the colours. They're just white, and then the tips are brown. And it's super soft, and I have it on the end of my bed right now already, even though it's super warm. And I can't sleep if I have cold feet, so having something on top of it that keeps my feet warm is very nice. Okay, I'm back. A lot of running around today for the episode, but I hope you don't mind. I'll cut out too many of the walking away stuff bits. That's what I got this week. I think this turned into a longer episode than I imagined. I didn't think I had that much to talk about, but I hope you enjoyed seeing this episode today, and I will see you again next week. Bye! Oh, no, not bye. Sorry. I forgot something. A very cool announcement. My Instagram friend, Random Gwen, she has started her own podcast as well. And I have yet to watch the first episode, but it's going to be awesome, I just know. So I thought I would give her a quick shout out. Her podcast is called The Random Knitter, and she just uploaded her first episode today. So please do go check her out, let her know what you think. And I am going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to watch it myself. Bye everyone, see you next week.